Birdbrain, and today we are talking about the interface, but more specifically, customizing your toolbars. Do you sometimes feel like your screen is too small to contain all the cool bells and whistles Harmony's interface has to offer? It happens to me sometimes when I switch to like a smaller screen. So if this is the case, let me show you how to optimize your toolbar to make them more efficient for you. Disclaimer though, and this goes for any softwares, just like adjusting shortcuts and colors, you should only be customizing your toolbars if you have a solid understanding of the software. This is because if you go ahead and you customize a toolbar and you remove a bunch of icons that are very useful, this is gonna affect your experience of the software and your learning of these tools. That being said, if you are well versed in Harmony and you want to customize these stupid toolbars that are way too long, yeah, I'm talking about you, Timeline toolbar, this is a video for you. So first off, here you have the one called the playback toolbar. This one is very big, and like, arguably, I think we could get rid of that wheel, because like, who uses this? If you use that wheel, please tell me in the comments, because I know how it can be used, but I've never seen anyone like be a fan of it, so let me know. First thing I usually do if I want to save some space is I eat away the FPS. So like, I don't need to change the FPS in my scene. So I can take the neighbor toolbar, you grab it by the little thick stick here, it can start to eat away at another toolbar, which is pretty useful. So if I need to save some space, I will eat away the FPS because I don't need it. Also, did you know that these were buttons? Yeah, they allow you to change the playback section of your scene. Pretty neat. Okay, so that's how you can do. And the other thing that I wanted to share, which is the most important, how do you customize a toolbar? So to customize a toolbar, make sure you click on an active icon. It's not gonna work if you click on a disabled icon, okay? Not gonna do anything. So you right click on an icon, and then in the list, you're gonna be able to find customize. Note though that not all toolbars can be customized. The Timeline can, and there's a few others who can, but there's some other toolbars, like the default toolbar here with the tools, it cannot be customized, okay? So it's not all the toolbars that can be customized by default. Alright, so back to my Timeline toolbar, I'm gonna right click on any of these icons. It's a right click, okay, not click, because if you click, you're just gonna activate the tool. So right click, customize, and it's gonna bring you to this lovely window. If you want, you can grab it and make it longer by pulling on the side here, which is going to allow you to see all the things. So like I said, there's a lot of things here that are not useful to me. Okay, this is personal. So I'm mostly a hand-drawn animator, and when I do cutout, I typically do cutout animation that's close to frame by frame. So I don't do much of preschool cutout animation. I did in the past, not so much anymore. So personally, I don't need any of the quick eases, which are great for quick cutout animation, like preschool animation, but not great for what I do. So I'm gonna take those and I'm gonna send them to oblivion by selecting them with like click and then shift click to get more. And you bring them with this little triangle here to the other side. Because yes, this side is what your toolbar currently have, and this side is all the possibilities. Because yeah, this is not just about removing icons, it's about putting exactly what you need. So I remove them and they just go here and they're gonna be sorted within the list. So yeah, quick ease, I usually get rid of them. Personally, add and remove key exposure, I also don't use them, so they can go. I also do not need the center on selection button because this you can just press the O key and it does the same thing. So off it goes. And then paste mode. These used to be useful back in the days when people would put keyframes on their drawings, but since we all know how bad this is, we're not gonna do it, so I don't need that tool. Don't put keyframes on your drawings. And add prefix suffix, this one I do like it, so I keep it, because I like to organize my layers. So then I cleared this, and when I press OK, you're gonna see how this is gonna shrink so much. Oh my god, it's so tiny now. And with it being tiny, I can leave it like that, because personally, I like to have my mark drawing and my flip toolbar always on site because I do a lot of hand-drawn animation and these are so useful. So it just gives me more place to get the toolbar that I actually need. But what you can also do with this is that now that your toolbar is a bit more small, you can go ahead and perhaps add other tools that you think are more useful for you. Personally, but I know in the past when I used to do a lot of effects, I did like to have the set exposure 1, 2, 3 buttons. So like these are some that I like to bring, but this is only when I know I'm gonna do like a hand-drawn contract for a while. Like I like to have them here because I can just quickly select my drawings and set them to 1, 2, or 3 like that. And it's pretty neat. But yeah, like I said, customizing toolbars is a very personal thing, hence the name customization. So feel free to customize your interface and have fun doing so. Just so you know though, if you delete your preferences and if you also restore your default workspace, this is also gonna restore your toolbars to their original state. But that is not something you should have to worry about, because when do you actually do that? I mean, I do it like 5 times a week, but that's because I'm a teacher. I teach Harmony, and I always have to show this button, so I click it like 3 times a day. But you guys shouldn't have to, right? You don't have to do that all the time, so your toolbar is gonna stay the way it is. Alright, so I hope that this was helpful, and I'll see you again next week. Goodbye!